If you want to understand why certain painful patterns keep repeating in adulthood, you need to look at what your childhood gave you room to develop. Most conversation about childhood begin with the question, what happened to you? That question matters, but I want to ask another one. What did your childhood leave room for? Human beings develop naturally. Children explore, they imitate, they experiment, they make mistakes. They gradually learn how relationship works, how to discover what I enjoy, what I am good at, and what I may become. But development requires space. A child needs enough safety and mental room to attend to something beyond immediate survival. Now consider childhood shaped by poverty, unpredictability, domestic violence, addiction, neglect, emotional instability, conflict, and money problems. Parents' mood may determine where the house feels safe. The adults may still unable to explain what is happening because they are struggling to survive it themselves. The child does not stop developing, but their development becomes organized around other people and environment. Instead of asking what interests me, they learn to ask what mood is that in. Instead of learning through safe mistakes, they learn that the wrong movement may make the situation worse. Instead of discovering who they are, they learn who they need to be. The quiet child, the useful child, the successful child, the fighter, the peacekeeper, the child who does not need anything but carries everybody else. They become highly skilled at monitoring the environment before they have enough room to develop self reference. Self reference does not mean ignoring other people. It does not mean doing whatever I feel like. It is the capacity to locate your own experience, judgment, value, responsibility, and direction while remaining accurately related to other people and reality. A self reference person can ask, what is actually happening? What do I think and feel? What belongs to me? What belongs to other person? What does this situation require? Which decision can I responsibly stand behind? But a child organized around survival may learn to reference the environment first. They recognize somebody else's disappointment before recognizing their own exhaustion. They know what everybody else needs while remaining unable to identify what they want. They become whoever the room requires. That adaptation may have been intelligent, may have reduced danger, may have protected connection, but an adaptation that helps a child to survive can continue directing an adult life long after the original environment has changed. Survival did not only consume the parent's life, it consumed part of the children's developmental space, which matters because many painful adult results become clearer when we ask what had room to develop. Did you have room to learn healthy conflict? Did you see adults disagree without violence, humiliation, punishment, or withdrawal? Did you have room to make choices? Were you taught how to consider options, make a decision, and experience the consequences without being shamed? Did you have room to learn practical life skill? Or was most of your mental capacity being used to manage uncertainty? Did you have room to recognize unhealthy relationships? Or were control, fear, instability, and emotional manipulation presented as normal expression of love? Did you have room to discover your strength, or did your value depend on being useful to the family? A person can be highly intelligent and still struggle to learn consistently. They can be responsible and still make harmful relational decisions. They can remain calm during emergency and become disoriented when asked what they want from life. These are not contradictions when you understand that different human capacities develop under different conditions. Some capacity may become highly developed while others are underdeveloped. For example, survival requires vigilance, endurance, emotional monitoring, crisis management, usefulness, responsibility. Other capacities may receive far less room, like identity, self-trust, relational attachment, self-experimentation, decision-making, personal direction, and the ability to receive support without losing authorship. This understanding is not a way to remove responsibility. Adults remain responsible for what they do. Trauma does not make harming other people acceptable. Poverty does not make neglect harmless. A painful childhood does not erase the consequences of adult behavior, but responsibility becomes more useful when we understand what needs to be developed. Otherwise, we keep telling people to try harder without asking whether they were ever taught how to recognize the condition, make the decision, regulate the response, or tolerate the consequence. Explanation gives responsibility somewhere accurate to go. The good news is that human development does not end because childhood ended. You can continue developing self-reference, emotional regulation, practical capability, relational literacy, ethical discernment, decision-making, power literacy, and the capability to lead your life meaningfully. But there is also a harder truth. An environment can only offer what it contains. A family organized around survival may love you and still be unable to teach you self-reference. A controlling relationship cannot teach mutuality. A workplace that rewards your overfunctioning may continue to accepting your output without developing your leadership. You may not be able to leave everything in the limiting environment immediately, but you can stop treating the limitations of that environment as proof that you are incapable of developing further. Begin with one repeated result and then ask, what capacity does this situation require? Is it self-trust, relational judgment, ability to tolerate disagreement, ability to learn without treating mistake as humiliation, ability to distinguish care from control, or the ability to make this decision without receiving everybody else's permission? Then ask, what did I develop instead? Hypervigilance, usefulness, silence, approval seeking, crisis management, overcaring. The adaptation is not a proof that you are defective. It is information. The ASU movement is accurate orientation, calibrated response, reclaimed authorship. You do not need to rebuild your entire life in one movement. Find one loop, name the condition, identify the interrupted or missing capacity, create one place where development can resume. Human beings develop naturally. Many environments interrupt that development. The work is not to manufacture a different person. It is to reclaim the selfhood, the capacity, and authorship that survival did not leave room to develop. So I will leave you with the question that begin ASU Season 1. What did your childhood leave room for? And what are you ready to develop now? If one painful result keeps repeating across your family, relationship, work, money, or self-worth, you can begin with the free one loop worksheet link below. For private structural reading for one repeating pattern, the one loop map private session is also available through the description.